First, we're gonna let some light in. Beginning the week, January 16th. Yours truly, Ur Allegiance. Ur Allegiance Dragan. 3:13 p.m. EST in Hawk Island, Montreal. And we will be having a cup of coffee, having some lunch, beginning the week of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom. The Sabbath has just ended at 3:13 p.m. EST in Hawk Island, Montreal. We're going to be discussing some news, the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom, mission, vision, and philosophy, spiritual, theorizing, philosophies, principles. As yours truly, independent artist, activist, athlete, AAA, artist, athlete, and activist, adding a fourth dimension to that trinity. Universal spiritual teaching student, because of course do not know it all. Have questions upon questions, and some things are better left to a mystery than to slide in dogmatism and authoritarianism and overly rigid, regimented spiritual philosophies. I'm going to be adding a little bit of milk in the coffee. Sometimes I guess we all feel a little bit like I just did the presentation of screaming, of being angry and frustrated, which myself have dealt with many frustrations, angers, and resentments, and we deal on a daily basis with many things, that impulses, whether negative or in between or XYZ. Especially with the things that are going on in the world, is being a world peace advocate, as I am, is not easy these days with World War III knocking at the doors. We do have aggression, impulses, and psychological tendencies, and hidden fears, and hidden lusts, and hidden things that we do not admit. Unlike many of the leaders of the free world, yours truly, Adrian H. Dragan, Adrian Hana Dragan, will not read from a piece of paper much. As I've seen many leaders of the free world overly stepped in bureaucracy and red tape, stagnated since 1984. I'm gonna say my gratitude at 3:16 p.m. EST in Hawk Island, Montreal. I'm grateful. I got this coffee, got this lunch, a little bit of cheese from my sister, the interesting bread, grain bread, dark grain bread, and got some sausage on the side. So after this cup of coffee, meditative cup of coffee, will indulge in some late lunch to begin the week, as the week of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom begins now. After the Sabbath, of course, which just ended a few minutes ago at 3 p.m. EST in Hawk Island, Montreal, Sunday. Dancing goddess and the dragon and the phoenix Sabbath, which lasts 37 hours, 49 minutes, 42 seconds, almost 38 officially. For the recreation, rejuvenation, and pleasure of all my willingly loving allies and armies, which I am calling all and inviting all to this great quest for world peace, international justice, securing and ensuring global freedom under that trinity, ensuring global freedom, attaining harmony between civilization and nature. Although financially struggling, broke, but not poor, not poor, not poor, rich in kisses from the goddess. I sent the goddess of starlit heaven, look at the blue, beautiful blue heavens now, and we sent one kiss to the goddess that dances with her brother sun here below. And that one kiss turned into 156 trillions of kisses, and yours truly has been credited to found the universal bank of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom thereof by those 156 trillions of kisses, which were credited to me with a condition to freely distribute to all my willingly loving allies and armies. So kisses got, push-ups got, marching steps have, can wash, can cook, can clean, can read, can recite, can write poetry, dance choreography, dance moves got, marching steps have, can click, clean, can cook, can read, can write, can create, can write short stories, scripts for movies, creative, got some brains and some muscle. But I'm not perfect, far from it, got issues, vices, lust, do admit it. Get moody, upset, triggered sometimes. Been to hell and back, hit rock bottom, and now I'm in the process. Paradoxically, during this COVID, I'm healing, as say that I've Adrian H died during COVID, and being reborn as yours truly, Adrian the Hunter Dragon. Keep my holy, sacred, and divine name out of your mouth. If it's not for a blessing, hope you have an understanding. To all my willingly loving allies and armies, services, I am thy servant. To all my willingly loving allies and armies, I am thy servant. With all the imperfections and the flaws and the of course that do stand for the greater good, for the greater good, for the greater good. Calling for a new world order of world peace, international justice, secured and ensured global freedom, and attaining harmony between civilization and nature. And as we're knocking on the doors of World War III and thinking of my scenario, which of course I've begun before COVID began, and in many ways COVID is a World War III type of scenario. I'm referring to the scenario which I've incorporated into my workout, of which I've performed and am performing currently my general war integrated total body training system, aka the 300 workout, which I've made and produced, designed to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario, which in a nearly providential way manner resembles the COVID-19 health and financial crisis. And since it resembles it, and since it had the solutions, that's what I've been advocating for since July 24, 2020. Just like in my scenario, creating the new institutions, complementary covenant cooperative institution, the International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, aka the Dragon Army of Security and Service, in complementary with the International Integrated Dance League, aka the Dancing Goddess Army, in order to secure and ensure freedom and attain harmony between civilization and nature, and international justice, world peace. My scenario quickly, of course, began in 2019 October, after yours truly, independent analyst and global independent student, scholar of history, wars, geopolitics, civilization, and world peace advocate, parallel with global security, independent theorist and analyst. I've analyzed the situation worldwide, and I was saying back then that due to taking into consideration the US-China trade war, the arrest of Meng Wanzhou, aka Cathy Meng, by the US administration, I was saying that we are on a path to World War III, and so created, designed, and made the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, which created back in October 2019, the workout, easy and effective, efficient workout, which I've created, and which of course was designed, made, and created to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario, aforementioned World War III scenario, which in a nearly paradoxical and providential way resembles the COVID-19 health and financial crises. And since it resembles it, that's what I began advocating for, the solution, implementation of the solution of which yours truly have been incorporated into my World War III scenario that started on October 17th with the first session of me performing the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the 300 workout. The General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the 300 workout, was designed, created, and made and produced to go hand in hand with the World War III scenario, which in a nearly providential, paradoxical, parallel way resembled the COVID-19 health and financial crises. And since it resembles it, that's what I began advocating for. The creation of the International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, aka the Dragan Army, in order to secure food, housing, and transport. Those three essential sacred elements and divine essential sacred elements of civilization: food, housing, and transport. Those three elements secured. After we have secured those three elements, we can ensure and encourage people to work out, train, exercise, do community work, volunteer, and of course be of service and security to Dragan Army. As yours truly, the servant to all my willingly loving allies and armies. Briefly, my scenario. World War III scenario. What triggers World War III in my scenario is a global stock market crash, which triggers a global financial collapse, which of course due to COVID occurred. Now I am double vaccinated. I also have the appointment to get my third jab ASAP, so I'm gonna be getting it in a few days, thinking 15 days scheduled to get my third jab, so coming up. Get tested, get vaccinated, encourage hygiene, wash your hands when stepping out in public, since I'm in this underground room, office, and temple now. I'm in this underground room, office, and temple, and under a beautiful blue sky, and the hairs on the goddess's body, which are the trees, bigger, taller than me 3 times. The hairs on the goddess's body, the trees, are but the hairs on the goddess's body, who dances with her brother sun, meditating that of course the sun now rises and the sun now sets, and the sun now produces with a light and life and golden sunlight being shed over a macro scale, North America, on a macro level. It's 3:24 here p.m. in Hawk Island, Montreal, and in the East Coast, but on the West Coast, that way, Vancouver, British Columbia, and Los Angeles, California, and Oakland, it is of course 12:25. It is noon. And in Latin America, that way, Central and South America, it is of course summer. It is winter here. Tough economic, financial, commercial times for many, not for all. For many, not for all. For many, not for all, including myself. Starting with prices increasing and inflation and empty supply chain problems. I am calling on the mass financing, especially from the rich CEOs, elites of top corporations, and I'm gonna say brothers in the patriarchal sports leagues of the NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, MLB, the 4 patriarchal sports leagues to mass finance, especially food security, LGBTQ issues, and of course housing and hygiene products, and harmony between civilization and nature, environmental issues. I am grateful my rent is paid in this underground room, office, and temple for January. Got food, got an orange, which I'm gonna eat. Gotta eat it. An orange, got food, got noodles, which I'm gonna be hitting this January. So food I got to survive. In theory, if I don't buy any food, I think with the food that I have, I could go until my 40-day Rite journey is gonna be ending, I think, February 12th or February 13th or so. Yours truly, Adrian Hana, Dragan, androgynous pansexual founder of the dancing goddess and the Dragon Kingdom, which are one incarnate sun and stars on earth, calling all willingly loving. This great quest for world peace. Paradoxically, we're knocking on the door to World War III, and we do understand and do admit that try to stay in the balance and have a my philosophy, spiritual, psychological, physical, sexual dimensions that we have. Trinity of the self, the psychological, spiritual, physical self, mind, body, and spirit, like a sort of a trinity. The low, the middle, and the high, and sometimes the highest of the high, and the lowest of the low. So myself, I try to stay in the middle, in the middle, in the middle. I'm not self-righteous. I don't know all the answers. I like to dance, like to pleasure the body. My philosophy is the body is a temple for pleasure and for purpose. I think a lot of things we suffer from not satisfying our hidden lusts or admitting our hidden fears or struggles, and that we struggle and wrestle with whatever it is of whatever dimension in this human race, as this one human race is struggling to attain and break the impasses which we now face in a technological, economic, social, psychological, spiritual impasses of systems which have served their purpose, have systems which have served their purpose, systems which have served their purpose, and the body is a temple for pleasure and for purpose, and hygiene, 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 and consent, consent, consent to my willingly loving allies and armies. If I can bring some joy, I can make it overtime, extra time, surplus, that L-O-V-E, four-letter holy single word, loving, 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 the body as well as the mind, body, and spirit. Massage, massage, massage. That's what I need right now. A good neck rub. A good neck rub. Yeah, I admit I watched a little bit of pornography during the Sabbath. I put myself some limits. So I'm only gonna be watching pornography during the Sabbath. This has been the fourth Sabbath in a row which I stick to what I implemented, a sort of a discipline, right? I said, well, I'm only gonna watch some pornography during the weekends, the Sabbath, which begins Friday at midnight and has ended now. It's officially the week. So I'm beginning this week with a meditated cup of coffee. This week I'm gonna be doing lots of workouts, marches, and writing and calling, and keep on advocating for world peace and stretching, exercising, calling to be a performer at the Super Bowl halftime show, and got some good ideas about how I can rate the quarterbacks. Neck rub gives your Dragan 0 a good neck rub. I'm gonna rate them. Or a polygraph test, because the LGBTQ issues. Yours truly has been 7 years on this Halloween celebrating my coming out as being bisexual, pansexual. Struggled with it, suffered because of it. And many do are in the closet, even older than myself. Not just speaking as a millennial, but not just my generation, Gen Zers and Xers and Boomers and what have you. It's not only Carl Nassib and my Raiders supporting Go Raiders, Go Raiders, Go Raiders, Raid the ball, but not our LGBTQ. Many. It took so many years. Imagine. So in 2021, when he came out a few months ago, 4 months ago, Carl Nassib, not the only LGBTQ player on the field. So many years to have one open player. They were the Raiders. Imagine so many decades, and how many came afterwards. Came out of the closet and were bisexual, gay, in the famous, of course, NFL, National Football League, right? For XYZ reasons. We crave, we lust, we have thoughts we don't know how to deal with, right? So repressing them sometimes is not the best. Sometimes it's admitting and moving forward in a new dimension. With attaining freedom, or rather securing freedom, right? After we have secured, like right now, in this underground room of some temple, having my rent paid, having food, I can learn, right? I don't get bored. Yours truly, I don't get bored. Bored is not get moody, get upset, get triggered, get lustful, get tired. That, yes, but bored, no, because bored, there's so many things I don't know, so many things to learn in this planet Earth, right? This civilization, human civilization, look at this coffee that I'm drinking now, well, I know that it is company. I know the grams. I know the taste of it. I know it's product of Israel. I know it's called Turkish coffee, where the grain is fine filtered and you're supposed to put a spoon and then hot water and you mix it in. That's how the coffee is drank. This specific coffee, Turkish coffee, that's how you drink it. I know it's made of Israel, product of Israel, but how much do I really know of it? Where it's produced, I can know so much, but at a certain level, there's things that I don't know. I know coffee comes from a red berry. It's harvested somewhere in Africa, Latin America, South America, or Asia, Vietnam, Uganda, or Colombia, right? It's a product of Israel, but they probably from Israel they imported the coffee bean from somewhere into the process of Turkish coffee to grind it and to make it so that it dissolves when you, not all of it, but that's how you drink it, a special type of coffee which is not through the filters and the water, but you have the substance, the powder remains. That's what, and you drink it. You put it directly in the cup and you put hot water in it. Things we don't know. Like the food here, I know. Well, I know the salami, what it's called. I know the cheese. It's Canadian feta. I know the bread. I'm thankful for it. I'm gonna say blessing. I'm grateful for this food. It's gonna nourish me to keep on loving online, to call to action all my continue the work of the dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom, and yours to lead another dragons. Call for action to world peace and the revolution 40-day continues. This is part of the 40 days ongoing 40-day journey. Yours to my cleaning, purifying, reordering my room, office and temple, and step steel toe boots, calling the leaders of the free world to meet me for a march. We're gonna start at the corner of Sherbrooke and University. We're gonna march across Mount Royal. There's 3 peaks to the mountain, which is the headquarters of the Dancing Goddess, the Dragon Kingdom, and the Phoenix People's Party, the anti-war, anti-poverty, anti-racism, pro-love party. From the mountain Hawk Island, Montreal. Mountain Hawk Island, Montreal. Looks like a bird from above. Could be a hawk, a dove, a crow. Something looks like a sock. Could be. I guess I'm just calling Montreal Hawk Island now, since I had a spiritual experience with a hawk a few years back. It was a stormy day. I came back from volunteering and like the rays of the sun pierced the clouds. There was hawks flying around Mount Royal. Quite a few hawks. Sometimes you don't see them often, but when you see them, it's quite an event. So this was a special spiritual event, and the hawk kind of came down a bit, gazed at me with the hawk eyes, and in a spiritual sense communicated, said to me, "This is Hawk Island." I couldn't argue, and I said yes. I said, from now on, you're gonna call this island Hawk, H-A-W-K, Island. So from then on, I said, how come? So I'm flying above you, and my lord, the king, kind of went with a head like this towards the sun, and said he's above me. And I'm above you, the hawk said, and my king is above me and you. So I said, alright, can't argue with that. And kept on flying, spreading the wings, and flew a bit down and kind of up and spread his wings majestically. And the light of the sun was powerful, and then the clouds came back and started, I think, raining again, thunder and lightning. And since that event, spiritual event, I said, yeah, this is Hawk Island for me now. Has many names, Montreal, right? Montreal is the mountain, 3 peaks, Mount Royal proper, West Mount and Outremont, a mountain system in the center, south center of Hawk Island, Montreal. It's in the center south of the island. There's a mountain, 3 peaks, One is called Mount Royal. The whole system is called Mount Royal, but it's Mount Royal, Outremont, and Westmount, where the rich economic, financial, commercial elite, not necessarily by talent or merit, a lot of wealth. Riches are second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth generation, dating back to the 1800s, right? Passed on. Now, some is talent and merit and entrepreneurship and new rich internet made technology applications made rich. I'm calling for volunteers to help with the Dragan Army workout application, the Dragan Army app, support in whatever capacity, and the create a 1-800 number of the Dragan Army, calling for all to support the creation of the International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force to be of security and service. After securing food, housing, and transport for all to be of service, whatever services can be offered, such as helping with the children if they're too hyperactive, the mother needs a half an hour, 2 hours to whatever other issues, and take the kids for a jog, for a dance, for a workout, to explore, go out of the city to see the farmers. I'm calling the leaders of the free world, me and the leaders of the free world, so that we go and do a little bit of a kissing of the hands and massaging and washing of the feet of those farmers who harvested these, made the sausage and the cheese and the bread harvested from the wheat. All fruits, vegetables, and legumes are made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess with our brothers and sisters, farmers. Harvest for us to build, maintain, or upgrade civilization. So when me and the leaders of the free world, we're gonna go and give them some hugs, some kisses, some massages. You could probably use it. That's what I could use right now. A good neck rub. Cannot afford a massage therapist right now, unlike NFL multi-millionaires, football players playing now. Who's playing now? Multi-millionaire in NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association. No hate, no hate, no hate. I will not offer criticism unless offer something, a counterbalance, to break the impasse, a solution or a resolution. And I'm not perfect. Far from it. Far from it. Calling all to support the dancing goddess Army, aka the National Integrated Dance League. The National Integrated Dance League to be a counterbalance to the existing patriarchal sports leagues. Because they are patriarchal, let's be honest. And the Integrated Dance League will be an integrated league across all platforms. Integrated. I said it with all my imperfections and all my flaws and lusts and moodiness, there's no way that I would have been that selfish if I would have had millions of dollars during the tough economic, financial, commercial times. That I would have not given to the children, to give them toys, gifts, chocolates, books on the holidays, relief for the families, to have relief, financial relief for the families. There's no way. But I'm not perfect, not self-righteous. I don't play self-righteous either. But there's no way that that would have been selfish to say, I already got my millions, I already got my, whatever, as an athlete, artist, whatever. You already got 3 cars, you already got 3 houses, you don't need another car, another house. Finance, let somebody else eat. Finance somebody youth sports, and some other athletes, other independent, finance some working out, trading, some food security, social housing. And I got a selfish part of myself too. For example, I want to afford some bacon. I want to get a massage therapy. I want to get my neck rubbed. I also want to give, receive, give. Leaders of the free world got to read 6 words off a piece of paper, look down, look up, say those 6 words, look down again, read another 6, look up. That's what they do. They read off a piece of paper. Now I understand if it's statistics, technical issues, or whatever, logistics, or in a parallel life, science, innovation, and technology is my chosen path. Divergent in this one is spirituality, art, physicality, theory, philosophy, sexuality, the irrational, emotional, spiritual aspects of mankind, of life, of civilization. They gotta go hand in hand, science and spirituality in my book. 2 plus 2 equals 4, but it doesn't mean we gotta write 2 plus 2 equals 4 in only black or only white. We can write it in black and white and all the colors of the rainbow. For example, the 2 we can write part red, part green. The plus, black and white. The 2 can write it in purple and yellow. The other equal, we can write one line black, the other white. And the 4 we can write orange, green, and yellow. So we can have all the colors of the rainbow in that equation plus the black and the white. Meaning diversity, yes, science and logic and doing and doing and doing in action. Gotta complement the philosophy, the complementary of the philosophical teachings, right? Of which I'm trying to simplify. Love is action. Right? If you're my willingly loving ally and army, and I love you, I love you, I love you, well, I'm willing to do things for you with consent and hygiene, consent and hygiene, consent and hygiene. Tickle, 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 massage, kiss, spank, wash, 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 kiss, kiss, kiss. The actions, whatever. Cook, cut you, give you a little piece of cheese, a little salami. Here, half, half, a piece. You already got your millions, man. Y'all good. What are they for? What do we want to fight for? Sexual frustrations, man. I got tiny feet, tiny hands, tiny little androgynous scar. Tiny Trinity, I got a big mouth. So my message to the leaders of the free world is simple, direct, and straightforward. Leaders of the free world, drop down and give Dragan 0 13 push-ups with love and for the sake of world peace. That's my message to the leaders of the free world, and inviting them to Montreal Hawk Island to put on some steel-toe boots. The difference between my dance and yours is I dance in steel-toe boots. Sometimes barefoot and sometimes in socks. I'll be grateful for these socks. One of the best pairs I ever had, with a bottle of wine. Bottle of wine on them. And a glass of wine, see? Bottle of wine on them and a glass of wine. And many spiritual philosophers or spiritualities existed and have served their purpose. With this high technology, I believe we're undergoing a great transition with COVID. I died during COVID, and being reborn, Adrian Dragan. I'm a universal spiritual teaching student because I don't know it all. Fourth dimension, mysterious, I don't know so much. I do say the goddess. I do say goddess, because you say God, God, God. I always hear God, God, God. Hey, Kanye, yay. Anybody support to do a remix of the Dawn album? Because I only heard God. That's it. A God. I never heard goddess. Goddess dances with her brother, the sun. Sun always rises, always sets. Roses. Now at a macro scale, can you imagine for a second? All that light and life golden that's being shed upon the world now. From here, it's 3:46 p.m. EST in Hawk Island. So all of the North America, South America, and Central America, plus a bit of the Pacific and the Atlantic. So the Atlantic is east, that way, and that way is the Pacific. So it covers in any given period so much, right? It's nature. This nature is not divine and holy and sacred. I don't know what is. Right, so it's trees, trees, mighty, mighty trees. Let's look at that tree. Beautiful blue sky. It's 3 times my size. That's a hair on the goddess's body. And on all the, from the baobab and the acacia, my favorite tree in Africa, to the trees, mighty big trees in the Amazon in Brazil, and here it is in Lebanon, Israel, the cedars, Egypt, acacia trees in Egypt. I was many times, many lifetimes incarnated throughout the world, and trees in India, China, the trees of the world. Right? Those are the hairs on the goddess's body. The sun now rises, now shines somewhere in the world. I hope somebody's making love now, especially youth, you know, because otherwise what are we fighting this safe for? If somebody's not making love right now, kissing, hugging, right? My willingly loving allies and armies, if you come to any of my dance events or my rants, when I say start consent and hygiene, consent and hygiene, consent and hygiene, start hugging, start kissing, start dancing, start loving, sharing. Sharing is caring. And I'm not perfect. I do have a selfish side. I'm not totally flying high like that hawk, which I saw. And he kind of spiritual said to me, I am above you. I'm above you. And the sun said, and he, my Lord, my King, is above me, he said. It was like a very spiritual event. I said, this is Hawk Island. From now on, that bird, the hawk, says to me, this is Hawk Island. And I couldn't argue, I couldn't agree. Sometimes we argue, ego, we argue. And our own tendencies that we have as an independent psychological theorist and philosopher of the human condition. I've experienced the lowest. I've been suicidal, depressed, lonely. I've struggled with chronic illness, made the libraries of the city of Montreal my second home. Read during the past years tens of thousands of books. I've also written tens of thousands of pages, which I'm giving now in a compendium. Part of my theories, citizen integration theory, CIT, and democratic fusion theory, DFT, coupled with debt refusion theory, the trinity of theories, debt refusion theory, citizen integration theory, and democratic fusion theory. Those three are embedded in the, incorporated in the principles, philosophies, and the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom and the phoenix people's party, which I've written in the past years and I'm sharing now bits by bits, which, along with my art, my love, my call to action. Love, L-O-V. This Western civilization and nature of so many peoples to love and love and love, and the hidden lusts. How many you think, don't tell me that Carl Nassib is the only player in the NFL who's LGBTQ, who's a rainbow? There are many. Took so many decades, right? This is gonna be Super Bowl 56. I'm calling to be a performer in Super Bowl 56. Draganize the Super Bowl. Dragonize it. Special. If I were to put, let's say, to the, what's it called? Polygraph test. To get all the players, how many players in the NFL? A few, it's like 2,000, let's say. Something like that. On any given Sunday now, somebody's playing on the field. 11 versus 11 now, facing up. Hot. Strong, physical, powerful men, right? Because they all identify as men. I'm androgynous. I was a woman in many past lives. Many incarnations. I was a man, a woman. I'm a man, woman, man, woman, androgynous. Right? I'm not gonna flip. I'm not transitioning. I'm not trans. I am androgynous. Meaning I incorporate both male and female. Some say gender fluid, whatever gender people are. And it can be gender fluid, gender neutral. It can be. I'm androgynous. Right? What does that mean? I'm a universal revolutionary centrist as well. I believe in global humanity, community. What that mean? Keep on rocking in the free world. Right? We're embarrassed about shamed bodies. My spiritualities have been conditioned to be shamed, the body. to be something to... The body is a temple for purpose and pleasure, my brothers and sisters, allies and armies. Sometimes we have hidden lusts, fears, right? And we compare ourselves, social media. We post the best. We post the best, man. We edit our videos 93 times. So my YouTube channel, what's revolutionary about it in this 2022 is that it's raw, real, revolutionary, and unedited. None of my videos on my YouTube channel are edited. None. None. Zero. Zero, bro. I am becoming Dragan Zero, General Founding Captain of the Dragon Army. Official color is red, but there's no official dress code. But I don't turn the other cheek. As for vengeance sevenfold, man. I like to say I owe nobody nothing. I am in debt. Owe $10,000 to the RBC. Royal Bank of Canada. Almost 9,999 and 13 cents. So 9,999. I gotta pay them back. I do owe. I'm in debt. Put my debt refusion theory into practice, calling for it. Fusing all debt, public and private, creating the two complementary institutions, absorbing all other institutions. Because they lived their part. They lived it hard to let go of so many things, right? Our civilization, the LGBTQ issues. It took so many years. It's gonna be Super Bowl 56 this February. I think February 11th or so, mid-February or 7th. February 7th. I'm not sure. February usually is the Super Bowl. It's gonna be the 56th Super Bowl. How many you think played who are LGBTQ in the Super Bowl? Many. Hoping Kal Nassib, the only open to have ever played in the NFL, National Football League. I think if I put all the players in the NFL under a polygraph test, they'll lie. Gonna say, are you bisexual? Are you homosexual? Are you a member of the LGBTQ community? You can bet that at least 10% are minimum now in the field. So if 10%, they're playing 11 offense, 11 defense now. Hot. And I was an American twice in past lives. 156 years ago that way. 718 miles that way south of Hawk Island, Montreal. Served in the U.S. Army. Right. Read George Patton's poem. One of my favorites. Through a Glass Darkly. One of my favorite poems is Through a Glass Darkly. Through a Glass Darkly. Patton believed in reincarnation. He said he lived as a Carthaginian, as a Parthian, as a Roman. I was incarnate in ancient Egypt, ancient Israel, ancient Babylon, ancient Rome, Persia, India, Africa. Here as a native before the European empires of Spain, British Empire, French, Italian, Portuguese, Dutch empires came. Right when after 1490, 92, La Hispaniola, colonization, what have you. And now we're at this high technological advancement. We're moving towards, I believe, in one human race with our distinctions, our differences, right? In language, in all the things, in where we live on the planet, right? Climate, and language, and culture, and spiritual beliefs. I believe we're becoming that free, but freedom has to be insured and secured, right? Because otherwise freedom, well, and freedom is a double-edged sword. Sword. S-W-O-R-D. Freedom is a double-edged sword. Freedom is a double-edged sword. My tiny hands, too tiny to lift it by my solo, S-O-L-O. I admit it, I need help to lift, securing Insured freedom. My room here, office and temple, and grateful. I got food. What does it mean? Freedom to secure. And do we admit that we want to do certain activities? It doesn't have to be all about LGBTQ or sexuality, of course. Right? It's about doing other things that we never did, right? Citizen integration theory. Would love to visit the 61 dams this Hawk Island, Montreal, and Quebec province, and I'm glad to report that I'm doing this video with clean, renewable energy. All the energy that I'm using, it's clean, renewable, zero polluting, emission, carbon neutral energy that I'm using for all the activities. You're the coffee maker, this watching videos online during this video, recording this video with zero emission, zero pollution. But those 61 dams since 1963, well, Hydro-Quebec is before 1963, but the dams as we know them and the in current state has been incorporated as a, of course, provincial governmental public utility corporation since 1963. 1963, it's its current public utility structure. Hydro-Quebec, 61 dams. Citizen integration theory, I would love for us to go visit them, appreciate them, because they were built for tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of workers who worked and labored effort to build those 61 dams. Brains and muscle, brains and muscle, brains and muscle. There's the dancing goddess and the Dragan empire of spiritual philosophies that we need some brains and we need some muscle, right? Because things need to be done, need to be done, right? Food has to be cooked. Not good to eat it raw unless fruits, right? To be prepared with the elements, holy, sacred, and divine elements. Now there's 3 things that Rabbi Jesus did that I like. I wish I could do. Just turn water into wine and get everybody drunk. Or they're knocking on the World War III, knocking on the doors of World War III, and we have been since the US-China trade war. That's why I've incorporated in my general war integrated whole body training system the scenario. Get everybody drunk and a party for a few days. Just let loose, you know. Scream a bit. We need sometimes to scream our frustrations and our emotions and feelings. Feelings matter, emotions are important, right? I have them. Balance, harmony, equilibrium. It's harder to achieve. I don't claim to have achieved it. I'm working on it. I'm working on myself, working on things to do with others, right? We don't admit. We get triggered, we get upset, we get angry. We feel useless. I am fucking useless in certain situations, circumstances, right? I give you a real case. I ruined changing a light bulb once. Where all the philosophy, theory, poetry, world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet, which yours truly is fundamentally the world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet, world's greatest living millennial rainbow dancing poet. Once I struggled with changing a light bulb and I ruined it. I had changed light bulbs since, so I'm getting better. Things sink, think something broken, the sink, water leaking, to get things, to do it, right? To change, to put some things on the laundry machine. My anonymous sister, my anonymous sisters got in there and changed it. I labored, took the dimensions, the calculations, and looked and put it. Wow. Like, back. Wow. Sure, I learned massage therapy during COVID. I know how to give a massage, how to dance, how to rant. I can cook a little, could kiss. In a parallel life, science, innovation, and technology, satellites, telecommunications, supercomputers, ICBM rockets, micro gadgets, and this poetry, dance, philosophy, theory, spirituality, sexuality, and the irrational, artistic, spiritual side is my chosen path. They go hand in hand together. I'm not perfect. Got vices, got lusts. Giving you raw, real, revolutionary. Don't read from a piece of paper to tell us that we got problems in the world, because we know that we do, and we know that if we're honest with ourselves, we got a lot of work to do with ourselves. Right? Charity I can't do, philanthropy I cannot do. I'm inviting Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Sheryl Sandberg in this underground room off some table. and temple until I estimate my coffee supplies to last until mid-February, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to afford other coffee then, but until then I'm launching this call, so I'm gonna get a cup of coffee can offer. And I'll ask 1,000-1 questions on science, innovation, and technology, and invite to support the mission, vision, and philosophy of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom for world peace, international justice, securing and ensuring global freedom and attaining harmony between civilization and nature. My invitation to the leaders of the free world to march in steel-toe boots. We're gonna start at Sherbrooke, corner Sherbrooke and University and Sherbrooke. At the corner of Sherbrooke and University, we're gonna march from the corner of Sherbrooke and University, corner of Sherbrooke and University, corner of Sherbrooke and University. We're gonna march 3.5 hours. We're gonna come back to the corner. We're gonna have a lunch at the corner. There's a special Canadian restaurant which I'm gonna name because although they don't sponsor me, I'm not getting any corporate sponsorship or private sponsorship or public. As a matter of fact, I'm the only financial, commercial, economic sponsor at the moment in time is my anonymous sister, who's a friend and oftentimes teacher. I love a lot. Love a lot. Anyways, so meeting me in the corner of then Sherbrooke University to march in steel-toe boots. Leaders of the free world, we're gonna do a discussion for world peace, and we're gonna march 3.5 hours, go back to the corner of the university in Sherbrooke, eat some lunch, have a cup of coffee, and go again 3.5 hours and meet again for a quick snack or a cup of coffee and finish it. Start at 9, break, come back at 12:30, have lunch, go around 1:30 and come back 4:30. Half an hour lunch suffice, or 40 minutes, 45, whatever. Come back and break it 10-15 minutes. That's my invitation to the leaders of the free world. Come join me for that. A cup of coffee, marching in steel-toe boots. Leaders of G7, G, make it G8, NATO. 30 members in NATO. I've been calling Israel, the state of Israel country to become the 31st member of NATO. And just like in my scenario, to mobilize 1% of citizens of NATO and beyond afterwards from Africa and the Middle East, the Latin America, South America, and the world for that matter, extending the hand of peace from the west to the east. Put some milk. For world peace, international justice, securing and ensuring global freedom, and attaining harmony between civilization and nature. Attain harmony between civilization and nature, and world peace, and securing and ensuring global freedom by creating the two complementary covenant cooperative institutions, the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Army. Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Army, complementary covenant cooperative institutions. Officially the Dragon Army, International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force. International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, aka the Dragon Army. The Dragon Army of Security and Service, officially to be, is titled International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force. International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force. 7 words. Short, the Dragon Army. International Integrated Dance League, aka Dancing Goddess Army, to organize mass dancing events across the world for the mass cleaning of the oceans, rivers, waterways, lakes, and attaining harmony between civilization and nature, and education, environmental education and doing, and participating in balancing, counterbalancing the existing 4 patriarchal sports leagues of North America, NFL National Football League, NHL National Hockey League, NBA National Basketball Association, MLB, Major League Baseball, for aforementioned, and so Europe, the soccer, football soccer, patriarchal leagues. There's no, let's be honest, there's not even one women's sports league who makes even close financially, economically, commercially to what the aforementioned patriarchal, because there's only males, men, or brothers who are in those leagues playing, right? Let's be honest. There's not even one women's sports league in the world who makes even close, not even 10% as a league of what the NFL National Football League, NHL National Hockey League, NBA National Basketball Association, MLB, and European Soccer make as leagues since 1984 and making millions of dollars a year to play with a ball, pass a ball, chase a puck. It's a beautiful sports, not criticizing. We need to channel the aggressions, and the Dragan Army will provide workout. I have been in and will call for the mass financing of all to encourage and support people to exercise, work out, train, be physically active. It has been, is, and will be medicine and therapy. For yours truly, I believe it is therapy, medicine, and joy. I've discovered the joy of it. I am still on the fitness journey, lost more than 77 pounds now, up to, I started about 3.5 years ago. Close to 80 pounds now. More than 77 pounds I've lost, more than 77 pounds. Has been an investment, and this week, now the week I started with the Dancing Goddess, that's what I will invest. I will invest in the body by working out, training, exercising. Working out, training, exercising, investing in the body. We need to encourage people. We need to fulfill a psychological dimension to aggression, violence, war. It exists, right, within us. I have it in me. I have force, aggression, violence, even. Right? Channel. It's repressing will make us sick, ill, and diseased, right? Repressed bisexuals, homosexuals, right? Repressed men, women, trans men, trans women, all repressed physically, lusts or whatever. Aggression, violence, just channel, understand, sublimate. That is the key words. Sublimate and channel into art, to dancing, working out, training, exercising, going for a jog, stretching an hour. And then, of course, self-pleasuring, masturbation, fantasizing, right? XYZ. I've watched pornography this Sabbath. Sabbath has ended, so till next Sabbath, I'm not going to watch any pornography. Perhaps I will self-pleasure, masturbate, or whatever have you. Right? Body is a temple for pleasure and purpose. Your organs. My androgynous scar clit. It's my androgynous little scar. It's holy. Body is holy, sacred, divine. Right? It's spiritual philosophy. Body is a temple for pleasure and purpose. Right? Hygiene. Later I'm going to take a bath. Stay an hour and a half. Just relax, take a bath. Meditate. Holy water, holy fire. Fire and water can go together. I got fire and I got water. I got water and I got fire. I'm man and woman, man, androgynous. Some of them I'm an abomination. I like to roam around the world saying, I don't owe nobody nothing, man. Except for the RBC Bank, that bank with a lion there holding a planet or the sun or the earth. Royal Bank of Canada. I like to say, I don't owe nobody nothing. But if I do, first one who I'm going to make, let's say, because I'm rich in creative abilities. I'm not poor, I'm rich in kisses, marching steps, lyrics, art, creative art, rants, doing massages, kissing, washing, can do. Services, I'm rich in as a service offerings. And as an artist, independent athlete, artist and activist, and universal spiritual teaching student, millions of poems, tens of thousands of pages of philosophy, theory, which I'm dictating, writings, Real Raw Revolutionary YouTube channel. Now one of my videos, I take pride in this, is edited or scripted. Of course, you see me in my coffee with Dragan reading, because reading for educational purpose. Many videos of me just drinking coffee and reading. So many books I haven't read. If I do write one book, and if I do share some wealth with, first and foremost, is gonna be my anonymous sister, friend, teacher. To that Trinity as a fourth dimension, be my one and only financial sponsor in many ways. If I do, I'm gonna share. I'm gonna finance my sister to do art because she paints great. It's handy with many things. So that's what I would do. First and foremost, I'm rich in other things. I'm just broke financially. And money, what is money? Money is a unit of exchange, trade. We use it as a medium of trade. That's why my debt refusion theory, coupled with democratic fusion and citizen integration theory, calls to refuse all debt. Debt refusion theory, what does it mean? Meaning taking all existing private and public debt. For example, my private debt is about 9,999. $10,000 in debt. If I'm X1 and if X represents the private debt, and you're X2 and there's hundreds of thousands of X's in Canada, millions of X's in North America, hundreds of millions across NATO member countries and Israel and the world for that matter. So taking all private debt, my 10,000 plus yours plus his plus all of it put together, and the public debt, the private of Canada, United States, Germany, Israel. Debt refusion theory, taking all existing public and private debt, refusing it, creating a global central bank with the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom and the Phoenix People's Party, which I'm crediting 156 trillions of kisses, which are credited to me from the goddess starlit heavens above, who sent one kiss to her little sister who dances with her brother son to make, create, and produce all fruits, vegetables, and legumes that our brothers and sisters farmers harvest, first to make, upgrade, or maintain civilization. So I give that credit for all my willingly armies and allies. I'm credited that, those kisses too. Credited with the condition to freely distribute them to all my willingly loving allies and armies. All those who are willingly loving to join yours truly for world peace, for breaking the impasse and a new world order of world peace, international justice, and secured and ensured global freedom and attaining harmony between civilization and nature. Refusing all debt, private and public, taking that number together, whatever the number is. There's numbers in the trillions. So taking that number in US dollars, converting it in US dollars, converting it pegged to US dollars, creating a new global currency, a universal exchange unit, the UE, Universal Exchange Unit. Is there a song, UE? Is there a song, UE? I think there's a song of the 70s, 80s, 89 maybe. The Berlin Wall fell, important year. UE, something like that. Creating the UE, Universal Exchange Unit, or I don't know the song, maybe I should write it. Creating the Universal Exchange Unit, global unit of exchange preferably by biometrics, calling all private and public institutions and organizations leaders of the free world, all willingly loving, and by debt refusion theory, putting it into practice, and by biometrics, the hand, the voice, and the eye being unique biometrics identifiers, integrated with all existing social media, Facebook, Instagram, and all governments, all organizations, existing organizations and institutions, the United Nations, which they have served their purpose. Spiritual teachings, they have served their purpose for moving towards healing and a new stage in our global civilizational development, the human race struggling to be free, and freedom ensuring freedom, and the liberty of people to do, right? To do what they will, to do what they will, to do what they will. Securing freedom, ensuring freedom. And the Dragon Army, once those three are secured for all, those three essential, sacred, and divine elements: food, housing, and transport, to make it easy, so people can go volunteer, work, train, exercise, learn, encourage volunteering, love volunteering, and community work. And to volunteer, and food, housing, and transport, making it easy to change habitation and transportation. Sometimes people don't get along. Too much rock. One person listens to too much loud rap or rock or techno. Or I listen to all. I love, but sometimes I prefer one depending on the mood, how you feel. Easy navigation, easy change, bi-weekly, weekly allocation of kilometers in transport, public and private, securing food, housing, and transport, refusing all debt, creating a new world order, biometrics, the hand, the universal unit of exchange. And brothers and sisters, love you, Adrian, Dragon of the Dancing Goddess and Dragon Empire.